Today it's time to compare FIFA 17 gameplay with PES 17 gameplay, guys. And firstly, a big thanks to EA for giving me permission for uploading this FIFA 17 gameplay. Can't wait to show you guys. And there you go, this is the stream from Marco, Royce, Spencer was there, Castro. They both did an amazing job. Huge props to those guys, really proud of them for doing the presentation. But yeah, straight into the FIFA 17 gameplay, my friends, we go here. And for me, the first thing I noticed, the gameplay in terms of the graphics. Firstly, I really am very excited at the prospect of this looking so real, and more real than ever before. Graphics for any sport game are so vital to the success overall, and for me, I really do like that start. In terms of the way this goal is scored, we haven't really seen goals scored like that in the previous past on FIFA. Last year's gameplay for me was just awful. This year's gameplay already is looking very exciting. I really am. I feel like there's a lot of potential with this gameplay on FIFA 17. The gameplay for me looks really a lot more crisp and smoother. I feel like last year's FIFA was so just wild and you couldn't control your players, whereas already you are seeing a lot less defensive mistakes. And for me, I really do like the way the passing looks, the way the speed, it looks a lot quicker than last year's FIFA, which is a brilliant thing. I was crying out last year for the game to be made quicker. Even on career mode, for God's sake, I made the gameplay faster as I felt like it was too slow. Already this gameplay is looking a lot less sluggish than previous FIFAs, which is a very genuinely exciting prospect. I cannot wait for this gameplay to just hit the stores, man. But yeah, in terms of FIFA already, it does look so much more just fun. I mean, for me, FIFA has to be fun, and the fact that they're bringing out a competitive feature in FIFA 17 with FUT Champions tells me that EA are very confident in the gameplay that they are producing. Can you imagine FIFA 16 having FUT Champions, which is a competitive game mode, with all of the goalkeeper mistakes, the glitches that last year's game had? This would not have happened, man, in last year's FIFA 16. There was just no way. But yeah, nice bit of play there with Dortmund. I gotta say, Royce really surprised me. He was brilliant at FIFA. Scored, I think, 2 of the goals in that game. But moving on to PES now, guys. We'll obviously go back to FIFA as well. But yeah, PES for me, I feel like this year's game looks stunning. The graphics on the game look brilliant. The passing, and I've always said this with PES, the weight of the passing in PES I feel like has always been a bit better than FIFA. I've always said that. I've always tried to be as unbiased towards FIFA as possible. Obviously, I'm a FIFA YouTuber primarily. I was, though, a huge PES fan in PS2, and I feel like they really went off the boil in terms of next-gen games until last year's PES, where the gameplay was honestly really promising, and this year's gameplay already looks really cool. The only issue I've got with PES right now in terms of the way the gameplay is looking, I feel like some of the passes look a bit weird. I'm not sure if you guys get the same impression from this gameplay, but I love how the gameplay graphics there look. It really does look really real, and some of the shots that you can do in PES, I don't feel you could do in FIFA. That's one thing that I give them advantage over. Like, you see a Torres goal, I think it's here, look, he chests it, turns, bangs, volley in the bottom left corner. You couldn't do that in FIFA, so that's really cool, and really shows that this gameplay has a lot of potential to be great for the new PES. I'm really excited as well for both of these games to have great gameplay. This could be the first time both games, in terms of football games, have really awesome gameplay, so cannot wait for that. A big thing I wanted to talk to you guys though about in terms of FIFA gameplay, and we're back to 17 here already, and in terms of, yeah, the free kicks, I'm not too sure whether the free kicks right there from that angle look too realistic. I love the angle, but I don't feel like his run-up was right. He kind of, it looked like he was on ice skates there. He went from the left to right really strangely, so hopefully they'll get that fixed. And yeah, I mean, look at this play here with Dortmund. I mean, Castro and Royce kind of destroyed Spencer, and I think, was it the new artist in the new FIFA, was it Zed? But yeah, really cool gameplay again with FIFA 17, guys. And I've got to say, in terms of passing, I felt like, obviously before I said, with PES, the passing weight in that game looks spot on. This FIFA looks to be vitally, and thank God, it looks to be improved. I mean, passing in FIFA 16 was way off. You'd pass, you tap the A or triangle button on whatever console you're on, and it will go 50 yards when you tap it. So hopefully, and already that is actually fixed. I have actually spoken to guys at EA, and they have confirmed that through balls have been massively overhauled, so that's a brilliant thing. Back to PES though, and a big thing that PES have actually got in terms of gameplay as well, that's really important. They've actually signed Barcelona, Liverpool and Dortmund officially, so they've actually got their official stadiums. I'm not too sure how that will affect FIFA, but still very promising in terms of that for you PES fans. Back to more PES gameplay there, guys, with Barcelona. Look at the tiki-taka gameplay that you'll be able to do in PES. Really Just excited to play PES as well soon. I cannot wait to do that. Hopefully Insomnia. I'll be on Insomnia, by the way, in the NEC in Birmingham very shortly. I think it's in a week, Insomnia. And yeah, FIFA 17 will be there as well. Back to FIFA 17 there, guys. Dortmund with the goal there. Royce and Castro really wrecking things up there at the gameplay event here at Gamescom. And for me, in terms of the speed of the game, I'm excited as well as to how this game is looking. I really wanted a quicker FIFA, and already we are seeing that. We are seeing a much more pacey game, which I prefer. I feel like FIFA should be way less sluggish. FIFA 16 and 15 for me were too slow, and FIFA 17 already is looking far more just quick, and that is how football should be. It should be a far more reactive game. Think about how you play foot in real life, guys, with your mates or in your school team or your work team or whatever. If you play football, you know that a lot of the time it can take less than a second to make an impact in the game, and that's how FIFA should be. In terms of PES though, they really get the reaction time for me spot on. They really nail how quickly football should be played in a football game. One thing I would say about PES 17 is don't be put off by all the critics they get for, say, not having the licenses, the gameplay feeling strange or just very different. Give it a try. If you've got a console, give the new demo a try. I think it's out before FIFA as well. Yeah, I really am just very hyped to play this game. Not only obviously FIFA, as I'm a FIFA YouTuber, but PES, for me, having both football games being great in terms of gameplay is only going to be great going forward in the future. We want both games to be as good as possible to bring out the best football game. I feel like NBA 2K is the benchmark of sport games. That game and the gameplay and the graphics and detail that go into that game is just phenomenal. So if both of these games can strive towards that in terms of gameplay being as real yet fun at the same time, then we are in for a treat, my friends, in the future of football games. And here's more PES gameplay there for you again with Barcelona intro. And yeah, it's also really interesting that they've actually signed these clubs like officially. It's quite a big statement from PES. Kind of surprised they got as many clubs as they have done already, seeing as FIFA is always the benchmark in terms of licenses. But in terms of passing and shooting, I feel like PES has always had quite very strong mechanics. So in terms of the shooting weight and the passing weight, I generally feel like PES has always been quite good at that. FIFA, for me, over the last few years has got to catch up, but I feel like with the new FIFA 17 gameplay already, it's looking like they already have caught up. Another feature PES have really worked on this year are the skill moves. They look really cool to be used this year. I still feel like FIFA, though, has nailed skill moves. I love the skill stick that in FIFA, whereas I think PES has a lot of catching up in terms of skill moves. But in terms of that, though, the graphics there as well, again, got to say, the graphics on PES, man, they look absolutely fire. They look awesome there with Neymar, Suarez and the Barcelona team celebrating that amazing skill goal. Big thanks, by the way, to that Midnight Kid for the footage of this PES gameplay, and his link will be down below as well. Back onto FIFA, and I feel like the FIFA 17 gameplay, the shooting mechanics look to be so much more improved. I love the addition of the driven shot, which for me should have been a feature last year. Not sure why it wasn't more of a feature then, but still, it's exciting that we get all these new features for the gameplay. And gameplay for me is the most important thing they had to work on in FIFA 17, and as you can see here, it really looks a lot of fun, so I cannot wait to hopefully play it even more soon. And yeah, if you guys are going to Insomnia, you'll actually see FIFA 17 as a game there, so yeah, you can actually play it early. Yeah, I'll see you there probably. But yeah, that was a really lucky goal there by Spencer there and Zed, and it's going to be interesting to see what kind of like EA, they call it EAA, to hate that word, but you know what I mean. So rebounds, you got like hitting the post 3 times in a row. I'm interested to see what we will get this year. I think FIFA fails will still be a big thing, and FIFA glitches. For me, overall, guys, both the games are looking superb in terms of the gameplay. Which game, though, do you think will be the better game? Let me know in the comments below. Leave a like for more gameplay on both games, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.